Alright, you guys, welcome back to the table. Highway 1, Chris Vila, Nitro J. We also have Speed Bump and NMP back from. What you doing, man? Congratulations.
Just had a little baby boy about 2.5 weeks ago.
A new crawler.
Yeah, new crawler.
Literally.
Already building him a truck.
And there we go. We're going right into this right here because we don't have much time. We want to spend as much time with you guys as possible. The Element review. Now, me and Jay had a chance to take it to a local park, bash it, to the mountains of Santa Cruz, and to the ocean shores of Monterey. And all in all, the thing is still running. The tire compressed. And Sean, you could tell them about that because that's been a problem supposedly for these guys that have been buying these RTRs out the box.
Yeah, I gotta drive this when we were at the Monterey area and really liked the truck, but one of my biggest things was within like 5 minutes I twisted the actual sidewall of one side of the beadlock in the actual rim, and the whole tire distorted, as you can see. Kind of looks like a paddle. Did it kind of easy. A little upset about that. Seemed a little easier than it should be, but I mean, for being an RTR with beadlocks, it is still a really cool concept. So
yeah. And we all know that this is a plastic beadlock. You can unbolt it and get it back in shape, but like one thing is about trail time, you know. As you guys saw, this DNF, this is the first time we've actually DNF'd a vehicle while we're crawling. And it was because of trail time. Jay made exact great points saying like we drove 3 hours to go drive and this thing failed as soon as we got on the trail. And I mean, this is actually, what do you guys think of this product?
I mean, so if you want my opinion, honestly, ready to run servos, ready to run electronics are almost always the weak point.
But
you know,
all RTRs, or are you just saying this?
all RTRs,
Okay, so we got
period.
that.
I mean, there's guys on the Element page that were saying that their servo lasted 15
But
minutes.
some of these people can't drive.
They
You gotta
can't
keep that in
drive.
mind.
They're probably sticking like 4 ounces in their wheels. You know, I mean, there is things, but I mean, the reason for that is these companies are releasing these trucks ready to run for under $400, $500. I mean, if it was top quality electronics, you'd be looking at, you know, $600, $700 just for these trucks.
Very true.
And most people are going to swap out the servo immediately. I mean, I bought a brand new Element, and within, you know, a week, I had it on a G-Speed V3 chassis, and a lot of my setup actually went very close to an Axials, but, you know, some of us can't leave well enough alone, and we end up changing everything anyways.
But going back to what we're here for, RTR, running. I like how my man likes to. We'll come back to the G-Speed.
Yeah. Plugging.
We want people to know when you're getting an RTR. I mean, Jay, do you call the DNF? I'd like to know. You know, this one of the tracks is we've actually competed longer than most people we've seen fail. Like this servo actually survived a lot longer. But Jay, your opinion though.
Great truck. The capability, stability, comfortability, driving it is awesome. It's unparalleled in the RC game. The sucky part is the electronics. We'll leave it at that. I'm not going to even dig too deep. I was planning on digging it with a shovel. But long story short, when you buy it, replace the servo the first day. Don't even go try to drive it with it because it could fail. You could drive 2 hours and it could fail. But you're going to upgrade it anyways. It's going to happen. It is going to fail. Just replace the servo on the first day. From there on, I think you could get some decent trail time out of the truck.
With that said, I mean, Sean, actually, it's funny. After we had the run with Sean, he went home. He had a choice of buying a Traxxas or Element. And if you see in the corner of the video right now, it's sitting right there. His Bronco is sitting right there. Now you can leave it right there. They see it.
okay. All right, they see it. Yeah, I ended up making the choice to Traxxas. Nothing against the Element, just I love the quality of the truck, the diff lockers, the portals is something new to what I've actually experienced building with. Even though it's an RTR, I'm going to dismantle it and it's going to be, you know, built up with Proline gear and everything else and some Nomad stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's going to
End up like that.
It's not going to stay stock very long. But yeah, electronics wise, yeah, they're always the weakest link in RTRs, and that's how you get that price point. I mean, most people complain about the Vanquish, but look, that truck is purely just machined aluminum glory of greatness.
It's art.
Yeah.
It's true art. You know.
And doesn't even come with electronics, so I mean, you're getting one of these for relatively cheap. So it makes sense it fails. It sucks it failed in the way it did. Like Jay said, it's probably gonna be one of your first upgrades is always a servo. Even if you don't upgrade it right away, take an extra one with you. Traxxas does a great job of having the it's the same number as their servo, but with the X on it. That's the stronger one. Price points, you know, it's Traxxas. You're paying a little bit more. You can get a, you know, probably a higher torque one for a little bit less, but
I wouldn't do
if you want
that.
to stick with Traxxas, it's a great servo for the X.
Yeah, I think it's like $80 for that servo though, right?
I think 50 now.
Okay, 50.
Might have
It
lowered
did
now.
go down. I was gonna say because I mean, you're at that point you're getting into Reefs territory
Yeah.
or actual, you know, good brand name servos, and you know you might as well spend the extra $10-15.
I like the Holmes hobby. This guy's running 3 brothers. What servo do you like?
I like Reefs.
Reefs.
So.
I got old school Savos.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
look at my man.
We're all running
Jesus,
different
man, let me see
servos.
what kind of old shoes you wearing, man. Keep it old school
So-
for real.
Theodoros.
You know, honestly, I think there's one important talking point, and I'm going to say it because not many people have. If Axial was to release a brand new truck today, instead of just slapping a different body on their trucks like they do, it would be this. I'm calling this the Axial 10.3. And that being said, I mean, both these trucks have their pros and cons. I like the Element because they listen to the aftermarket. They put an overdrive transmission in it. They have ready-to-run shocks that, honestly, only my draft techs really F with. They're just so good out of the box. They're, you know, you can't touch them. And there's a lot to be said because the TRX4 shocks are actually Chris's favorite shocks, and they are good shocks.
They were, but everything's about progression. These shocks are really knocking out the butt. The one thing I love about the Element overdrive, the shocks, and the front clearance. The
Yep.
bumper is in the way, but everything down low. You're not. The links are out the way. Great job. I saw that in HPI, and to see it here, I see where you guys are all going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like this truck. I like the whole tails, the bed slap when you're crawling. You hear the bed slap. Pop, 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 pop. You know, I like it how I like how the tires even touch. As a stock RTR, yeah, you might have to unbolt your rims after a trail time because they get, you know, like this tire right here, this paddle tire. But for some reason, these tires bite great. Sean caught a line in Monterey that no other truck caught. Just him with this.
With a stock RTR.
We honestly think the paddle tire is the reason why he did it.
I did it with the paddle tire. That was the funniest part.
So it's funny if that's what helped him, but he conquered a line that no one else. And we had everything from the VS10 to these things out there, the stock RTRs. So I mean, this truck, I mean, we're calling it the king now, you know. And like he said, it's like all the engineers of Axial went over to Element and they knocked out what the customer wanted.
Yep. I mean, even the box is a scale crotch. That, I mean, there's just so much thoughtfulness put into this rig, and it's refreshing to see instead of a company just saying, all right, this is cool enough, let's go, $375. I mean, you know, if you want to talk about rig for rig, the Element versus, let's say the Axial Blazer. What was the Axial Blazer selling for? Like $400 and something dollars?
I would still choose this.
Well, here's my point, is that this comes with better electronics, better shocks. Overdrive. It actually comes with, you know, windshield wipers, mirrors, which, you know, didn't last too long, but whatever. And the price point is just there. And you could get the kit, and the shocks are even better because they're all the option parts. And I mean, I would have a really hard time choosing between these two because I could set up a course that favors either one of these trucks. I generally stick with Axial type builds because the aftermarket's there and it's cheap and I'm comfortable with it. But somebody like Sean with the TRX4, he's going to build it all, take the locking diffs, build his own transmission. I mean, he's just taking it for the guts that he wants, and he's going to have all that weight down low. I mean, if you put the TRX4 out with the stock body and all that stuff, it's just so heavy it's going to flop all over. The Element will walk on that truck stock for
But
stock.
for as light as it is, like you can see our bodies ripped up. Like you got tripped. That's this thing was actually Strava, 4.2 miles, 3 different territories. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jay, what do you think of this vehicle more than anything?
It's a great vehicle. It's also very capable, just like that one. Comfortable to drive, stable, fun to drive. It looks good on the trail. There's always room for upgrades, as anything. But out the box, you can definitely go wheeling with the big boys, as it did in the Santa Cruz Mountains with Rich and Dave Thompson.
That, and shout out to those guys because it was funny because this thing was doing lines and they said the coolest thing to go. You guys came on a good day, like the rock was stickier, like the rock was
today.
like the rock was stickier today.
Hey,
Garvis
there is
did
truth
made
to
it.
that though. If the sun comes out on the rock and heats it up, it makes your tires
It's
act
true,
differently.
it's true.
There is truth to it.
But it made it through everything.
So
But it did make it. That's the one thing.
Every
I'm gonna
day.
tell you, like, at the end of the day, one of the reason why I like the Element more than anything is because I got to enjoy it with our friends up north, Chino. You know, I got to enjoy it in Santa Cruz with our boy Rick and Dan. And more than anything, we got to pack a van and go like 12 deep and have a great time in Monterey.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm in this hobby with you guys, man, so we can go have fun on the trail. And we want to let you know we're beating it to show you, like, we want y'all to be out there on the trail longer than us, more than anything. That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're over here testing out our own dollar to show you guys, like, you will have fun with this. It'll draw a crowd. You know what I'm saying? And after you hang out with guys like this that pimp them out, you're going to have everyone staring at your trucks. Tell them about this thing they've been staring at for the last 20 minutes.
all right. So, you know, I tried showing off a little bit earlier, but
He's always
we
trying to
had
tell
our
you.
moment. So pretty much, once again,